hot enough.
81.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have been delighted when he left here yesterday, but it just shows you the calibre of the player as he looks at double 9.
Game shot
What
in the
an
second leg.
outstanding start
Justin
this.
Smith.
Just a mere 107.36 and a stunning 12 darter.
Justin,
This
you
is
require
as hot
48.
as we've seen from him this week. And his average is a good 10 points
Game
better
shot.
than
And the match,
yesterday.
Justin Smith.
That was 94.38 in winning by 4 legs to 1. And yesterday, his best average was 85.21. So that's game 1 in the books in round 1. And it's 4-1 to Justin Smith. Handy, but it probably
you require
should have been
83.
better. 2 10s. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong score. He's not. He's looking at that dreaded double 16, and he's found
Game
it.
shot in the fourth leg.
There it is.
Martin Grayson.
He knows what he's doing.
I think that was for me and you, that Paul, at the end there.
150.
It's now 10 and double top to get to 8 points and the second best leg difference in this group.
Justin Smith did his job. Second
Game
place, Colin
shot.
Osborne
And the match,
also
Colin
does the job.
Osborne.
And look at the fist bump. That's how much it meant to him. He knows exactly what them 2 points are worth and cements that second place. The big boys have done their job so far, and it's a big, big victory. Next up, the very impressive Chris Quantock. Is bottom of the table, Benito van der Pas.
90.
Great shot. Double 18.
Game shot.
That's an
And the match,
exceptional
Chris
performance from
Quantock.
Chris Quantock. One of his best of the week. 94.81. And that is just about, by just over half a point, the best average that we've seen in this group. Chris Quantock dominates Benito van der Pas and takes the third game by 4 legs to 1.
You require 32.
Suddenly disappeared. Smith's back in this game. He can execute this double 16.
How does he hit this?
Well, I think
If he had an axe, he wouldn't be able to find this. But he did this yesterday from the right side. It was around about here. He hit this late on.
16.
Look at the angle of that.
Martin, you require 20.
That would have been dart of the week, better than what he did yesterday.
Martin, you require 70.
Do you think that Justin Smith's invitation to Saturday is already RSVP? Think again. He's still got to work
Game
hard
shot
because
in the
he's now
fifth leg.
3-2 down.
Martin Grayson.
Wants rid of
32.
this immediately with no fuss.
sliced it to the right a couple of times. This time he moves to the left. A top
Game,
part of the
shot,
bed.
and the
What
match,
a
Justin
fantastic
Smith.
match that was. Thoroughly enjoyed. Martin Grayson will hold his head up high. A tough 7-leg encounter there, but for Justin Smith, he continues to roll on. And the journey to the top continues. Now on 12 points. He's starting to see that finishing line, but a great, great match play contest. And next up, it's Jamie Durrant versus Benito van der Pas.
Jamie, you require
Double
24.
12 is a favoured double for Jamie. Centre of the board, double 6. He's swaying them all over. He had a
Game,
little look
shot,
what Benito
and the match,
needed, but the
Jamie
double 3 was
Durrant.
absolutely plumb. It's been a real nemesis this week to Jamie as Benito, but he'd be absolutely delighted for that 4-1 victory. Gives him an outside chance of still qualifying from the group. And next up, a real big hitter of a game. Second v third, it's Colin Osborne versus Chris Quantock. Quantock, he just takes a sip of water and goes through his pre-dart routine. Here comes Osborne. That is
171.
pressure. Pressure of the
Chris, you
highest
require
degree.
8.
This double 4 now will have shrunk.
Game,
What
shot,
a dart.
and the match,
What
Chris
a match.
Quantock.
Huge credit to both players there. The match of the week so far. You can see the obvious disappointment there from Colin Osborne. But Chris Quantock, you were absolutely superb. There's the tail of the tape. The match of the week. And next up, it's Benito van der Pas versus Martin Grayson.
He plays Justin Smith in game 8. When they played yesterday, it was Osborne who won that. He'd love to do the double. Speaking of doubles, it's double 5.
Game shot
And
in
it
the
is a 2-0
second leg.
lead
Martin
for Grayson.
Grayson.
I even said lead like Greer.
And really, it's just
Benito,
spoiled
you
what has
require
been a very
121.
comprehensive match for Martin Grayson. He'd be a little frustrated. And what will hurt is if double 14 goes in from
Game shot in the fourth
absolutely
leg.
nowhere.
Benito van der Pas.
Why do we love the game of darts? For that exact reason in that leg, because Martin was already singing and dancing
leg
for
is
a
Martin
4-0
to throw
whitewash win,
first.
and from
Game on.
absolute nowhere, That 1-2-1.
Didn't work. 10s didn't work. 5s, 2s
54.
and 1s didn't work.
Martin, you require 41.
So how about double top again?
Game.
I didn't think I was
shot.
going to be saying
and
that.
the match,
I thought he was going to go for
Grierson.
double 16. But maybe he took our advice eventually, and he does get a 4-1 victory. That is a really good performance from Martin. His average came down by about 8 points, but ultimately he does get the win by 4 legs to 1.
The last
Colin, you
3
require
data tops for
40.
Osborne. For the Teessider.
Game. Shot.
There we go.
And
It's
the
a
match,
big
Colin
4-1
Osborne.
victory for Colin Osborne. There's the little fist pump. Justin Smith was just not at the races that time. Big 2 points. It means that place for second between Quantock and Osborne is just getting tighter and tighter. And it brings back Justin Smith right back in the mix. And next up is Chris Quantock against Jamie Durrant. Double 12, so that'll be double the frustration
Pressure
for
required
Jamie.
20.
And is that eliminated because
Game. Shot.
Chris
and the match,
Quantock
Chris
was just on a
Quantock.
different level in that game. A big whitewash victory over Jamie Durrant. He was eliminated now from the group, and Chris Quantock, he's right in the mix. Is he just peaking at the right time? He looks so much happier, everything about him. Just over a 90 average in that game. Absolutely superb stuff. Justin Smith is up next, and he's on the back of an absolute disaster. They want to put that right against Benito van der Pas.
Indeed, until
Benito, you
Osborne's
require
played
97.
again. So let's forget about round number 10 in this group, because round number 9 is going to tell us how important round 10 is.
Big dart.
Game
Break a
shot in
throw
the
up with
first
Benito
leg.
van der
Benito
Pas.
van der Pas.
Top of the table v bottom. How many times have we spoken about how the Motor Super Series can be turned upside
Second leg is
down?
Benito. You require 112.
I think that was close at the treble, but I think we knew what he was going for. Watch out for this one if Benito goes low on the 20s. Can bring treble 18 into the equation, but it's double 16.
Game shot in the
did
fourth
Benito
leg.
get that
Benito
from?
van der Pas.
It was fairly simple because Martin only got 2 shots at a double. He's had 2 shots at a double in this game, and he's hit them both.
Game
Make
shot
that
in the
3
third
from
leg.
3.
Martin Grierson.
What's happening here?
Cat amongst the pigeons.
Chris, you require 68.
Match deserves to be continued. It's 1 dart at tops.
Game shot in the fifth
match.
leg.
Chris
Chris
Quantock.
Quantock.
Where have you been this week? Not executed.
He's had
Martin, you require
22
5.
darts at a double in this match, Quantock. Grierson's had half of that. That's a dream lie. And that
Game,
is a win
shot,
for
and the
Martin
match,
Grierson.
Martin Grierson.
As for what that does for Quantock's chances of qualifying, we will get to that after the next match between Jamie Durrant and Colin Osborne. But let's look at the stats. Grierson's average was way north of that until what we saw in leg number 4. Chris Quantock will probably not want to see the checkout stats in that one. Under 10% is never a good thing. But we will take a short break now, catch our breath, and when we come back, it will be Middlesbrough against Middlesbrough in game number 12 of
Colin, you require 40.
size. This is exactly what he wants.
And that Premier double on this occasion is double top.
Game
And it's a
shot.
4-1
and the
victory,
match,
a big
Colin
4-1
Osborne.
victory for Colin Osborne in the clash of the Teessiders. The Sorcerer and the Apprentice. And I think he'll enjoy the experience, Jamie, when he looks back on these games. But for Colin Osborne, that is solid. 94.18, just when he needed it most. It puts him into second place against Chris Quantock. It's all to play for. It's an exciting finale. Just as we see there, just the 180 there from Aussie, but 4 from 9 on the checkouts. Big, big win for Colin Osborne. And next up, what a game. Please stay with us for this one. It's Chris Quantock versus Justin Smith.
Interesting
Smith.
times
Justin,
ahead.
you require 78.
78 feels like a gimme, but it's not. Double 6.
Game
And he
shot in
made
the
it
second
look
leg.
like a gimme.
Justin
It's
Smith.
1-1. It's a wonderful approach.
Justin,
from
you require
Quantock,
74.
but Smith is in position to break. This is enormous.
Massive. Wow.
Game shot in the fifth leg.
Made it look easy.
Justin Smith.
Then 74 again of another leg, but this time it's to win the match. And he
Game
made it look easy
shot.
again.
And the match, Justin
He
Smith.
wins the group, And the Bearded Dragon will grace Saturday night once again. As for Chris Quantock, we're going to do our sums and we're going to find out if he still has a chance. We know who does have a chance, and that is the Wizard. Look at the averages, almost identical. And Justin Smith on the outer ring, for once, was absolutely imperious. So we take a break now, and when we come back, we'll let you know the permutations, if there are any left.
I thought
Colin,
yesterday's
you're
Group C
91.
was average at best. But today's been fabulous. I thought Group B was average at best. I'm predicting tonight's going to be fireworks.
A Katy Perry song.
Game shot on the third
And she's
leg.
got one called Friday
Colin
Night as
Osborne.
well. And we will be back Friday night from 10 p.m. to finish the job.
Game shot.
And there's
the
double
match,
top for a
Colin
4-0
Osborne.
whitewash victory for Colin Osborne. He'd done what he needed to do. It was a little bit scrappy the first leg, but he got there in the end. It's job done. Benito van der Plas has been a very, very difficult week, and he knows exactly where his game is right now. Won't like them stats there, so I won't read too much into it. For Colin Osborne, it was just about the win and double at the end, and more importantly, them 2 points. So it's Justin Smith and Colin Osborne we'll be seeing here on Saturday night, and what a wonderful addition they will be. But the final game for Group C coming up, it's the final game for Jamie Durrant and Martin Greason, back after this short break.
Do
Durrant
you require 33?
has got away with it. He's going to get 2 darts at a double, and that double is going to be double 16. That's what I like. That's the composure. That's the reset. Intake a breath. Execute the
shot.
double. He
And the
saves his
match,
best
Jamie
dart at a double
Durrant.
right till the very end. It's been a very, very interesting Group C. But the 2 big favourites, it's Justin Smith and Colin Osborne, who will be seen here on Saturday night. For Chris Quantock, it's a case of what might have been. He did demonstrate an awful lot of qualities throughout the competition. And for Martin Greason and Jamie Durrant, hopefully we'll be seeing them back at the Motor Super Series. And Benito, it's been a tough, tough week. But it's Jamie Durrant 4, Martin Greason 2. A very, very interesting day and full of quality. But it's Justin Smith, Colin Osborne back on Saturday night.
Glenn, thank you very much indeed. And after all of that drama, the bookies got it perfectly right in the end.
They never get it wrong, do they? Well, very rarely, in fact. But it was such a knife-edge day. And Justin Smith, he just came good at the right time, didn't he? And Osborne, sprinting well. And you've got a feel for Chris Quantock. He played some superb darts all day long, but fine margins all week long for him.
Justin Smith through to the final, and you still feel going into tomorrow night there's more gears for this man to get.
Absolutely. You and I have seen him play to 108 to 112 average level before in a game, and you do get the feeling that that is very possible. The fact that Colin and Justin have only played 2 days this week, and Mr. P, who's sitting at home watching this, has only played 3. So far, we haven't got anybody in Saturday night who's played the 5 days leading into Saturday, which means the tiredness factor does not come into it.
As for Colin Osborne, he kind of does what any good pro will do. He just comes up with the big moments at the big times. He did exactly that towards the end.
He did. I think one of the things that helped Colin was that he was in position to strike, but he was playing the right people at the end of the schedule. And there's no luck in this game, in my opinion, but sometimes the schedule can work in your favour, and it definitely worked in Colin's favour.
Let's have a look then at the table following the conclusion of play. Justin Smith and Colin Osborne, the 2 players to go through, but you have to feel for Chris Quantock in the end.
I do, but I think what he's found out about his game over the last 5 days is that there is something there. If he's been fiddling around with equipment and trying to find something that works, I think he's found very close to the formula that he needs moving forward over the last couple of days, because he hasn't switched anything that I could see. There are signs there that are very, very good.
He hasn't played too much competition play recently. Will this just give him a little bit of the bug again?
I think you'd have to ask him that. But from what I could see, and what you tend to feel in disappointment from something like this, is either, oh, I don't want to go through that again, or that's fired me up. I said about 3 or 4 hours ago that if Quantock plays to this level all day, which he pretty much did, when he goes back to Yorkshire and plays local league next week, you don't want to play him, because he's going to be sharp how hungry he is for the future, you'd have to ask him.
As for Benito van der Pas, the first time we've seen him under the microscopic glaze of the cameras for quite a while this week. What do you think he would have learnt from this experience?
That's a difficult one, Henry, because I firsthand have seen Benito van der Pas at his best. What we've seen this week is nowhere near that, but obviously he's had a lot going on, family, injuries, loss of confidence, that kind of thing. I'd be really interested to see what he wants to do next, whether that's resetting and going local into the cafe culture of the Netherlands and trying to rediscover something. But ultimately, he's got to get all 3 dots to hit the board and stay there without any wobbling. And the equipment issue's got to be sorted. Confidence has to start somewhere. He's not going to go out to a shop and buy it or grasp it immediately. He needs to build it. If, however we've done it this week, we've given him the ability to get one block of confidence, then that's a start.
Well, Benito's been a great addition to the Super Series, but we now know half of our finalists for tomorrow evening here at the Live Lounge. Let's have a look and see the bracket as things stand, because we saw Dale Pilgrim progress his way through Group A on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, and now Justin Smith and now Colin Osborne join the fray. We haven't even seen Group B come to a conclusion yet, and already the lineup for tomorrow night looks very tasty.
Yeah, it does. Talking to Glenn a little bit earlier on, we're talking about Pilgrim, who won in Southampton on a Saturday night, so he knows how to get it done. Maybe not here yet, but he has a chance tomorrow. But the other two, Smith and Osborne, have won here before. I think this is a hugely strong Week 12 final, and we've only got half the amount of players in there so far. And the only person who's won on a Saturday night here before in Group B is Jim McEwen, and I think he's going to qualify anywhere.
Well, that is Group B action, which is going to take place now. Let's quickly talk about that before we depart you for the afternoon session, because it's actually Matthew Edgar out on top, a 3-way tie for the lead. But you shouldn't discredit Scott Mitchell from the running either, despite only winning 1 game yesterday.
Nobody is going to have to be explosive tonight. We're going to need to see some grade A Scotty dog. And last night he played some good stuff, but ultimately the results just didn't go his way. The doubling's got to be sharp. He's got to get plenty of chances, and just to be safe, treat it like a knockout scenario. Win all 4, you'll be fine, by the looks of it.
Well, 12 points is enough, so he'd be more than... No, it'd be 10 points, wouldn't it? It's 4-player group. I'm losing the plot here, Paul, aren't I? Right, that is just about it from us here at the Modus Super Series. Shall we go and get some rest?
Yeah, because I'm really looking forward to tonight. I need to do some preparation for it. Need some stats.
He's going to get some stats. We're going to have a little bit of a rest. And you're going to have the opportunity to watch some of the best bits from the Modus Super Series from recent times with our MSS Gold package. Enjoy some golden moments from the Super Series. We'll see you for Group B at 10.